This next one, Alabama, it is what it is. They're a complete football team in every sense of the word. Great coaches, great depth, great talent. Great on offense, great on defense, great in special teams. Fundamentally, technically, I mean, it is what it is. But to me, this is what it's all about. They represent the best, and there's really no way you can argue with that. This is their 4th national championship appearance in 7 years, and I think they've won 15 already. We got a lonely trophy sitting down there in that case. I got a family of trophies in Tuscaloosa, and proud to be a part of one of them. But this is the way it ought to be. I mean, if you're gonna play for a championship and you have the opportunity to play against the team that has been the kind of the standard, I think that we're excited about that. We embrace that and look forward to competing against them. So. Offensively, best offensive line we've seen. Obviously, they got the Heisman in Henry. He's a whole different animal. Drake's pretty good too. So everybody talks about Derek, but Drake's a pretty special player. They got explosive skill with their receivers. Number 88's as good a looking a tight end as you'll see. Coker's played great. He's played great for them. When people have challenged them, he's stepped up and has made a bunch of plays for them. So just a really good offensive football team. And then defensively, I think they got 11 guys that we have in the depth chart, and one's a freshman and one is a sophomore. The rest of them are all seniors and juniors, and just a bunch of talented guys. They look a lot like our defensive front last year when we had Shaq as a backup. That's kind of what they look like. Very experienced, very much a complete defensive unit. All veteran players. Linebackers are just great players. 19 is special. 10 is a great football player. All the guys in the secondary. Cyrus is a guy that obviously is a dual threat guy from a return standpoint as well. Really good team. We got to have a great week of preparation, and I think we're off to a good start in that regard. I love our schedule. I like the plan that we have in place as far as how we're getting our team ready. Guys are in segment meetings right now, getting a little bit extra time yesterday and today, and then we'll travel on Friday. Both teams have to be out there, so that's a long way to go. So we will practice here before we leave, and then we'll head out to Arizona. Saturday out there is our 1 day of practice. It's kind of like a Thursday type of practice that you would have in a normal week, and then Sunday is kind of like a Friday, and then you play the game on Monday. So we've got a good plan, good itinerary for out there. Our guys are excited, but again, it's we got a lot of work to do, but I do like the start that we've had. And I know you guys got a lot of questions, but before I get to that, I do want to offer my condolences to the Parker family, Coach Red Parker, one of our former coaches here. I did not get a chance to meet him or know him, but he and I did have a phone conversation a couple years ago, and talked a lot about his high school coaching and things like that. But with that, I'll take your questions.
Do you feel like it's a disadvantage to have less practice time in Alabama because of the way the semester?
No. That people make a big deal out of that. First of all, tomorrow and Thursday, they got a little bit more time. Maybe they can have an extra meeting or something like that. Maybe they could do a walkthrough in the morning and maybe an extra film session. But I think at this point, to be honest with you, more isn't better. I kind of believe in the less is more. We are who we are. They are who they are. Let's go play the game. Our guys don't go to school on Friday. Neither do theirs. And it's all the same Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's all the same. This past Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is all the same. Tomorrow and Thursday. But you know what? Our guys, they're used to going to school anyway. It's what they do. I mean, and we just had 48 guys make the honor roll, so had the highest team GPA that we've had in the history of our program, and we just had our first undefeated season in 30-something years. So they haven't had any problem balancing that type of stuff. So I wouldn't make a big deal out of that. If they beat us, it's not going to be because they had 2 extra meetings or an extra walkthrough on Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to be because they just beat us.
Dabo, you finish up the Orange Bowl, you try and make your way home. Did you get a chance to watch any of the Alabama game? Or when
Yeah.
Did you watch it on the plane? Or?
Oh, no. We didn't come back to the next day. We watched it, a lot of us watched it on TV, just that we were celebrating and taking a peek at it just like everybody else.
And when it became pretty clear that Alabama was going to win the game, what kind of emotions were swirling through your
just it's kind of cool. I mean, I think it's neat. I think God's got a sense of humor. I really do. I think it's great. Again, I mean, you're looking at a guy that grew up in the state of Alabama, and I mean, my dream was to play there, to go to school there. And I was the first one in my family to get a college degree, and to be able to get it from the University of Alabama was a dream come true for me, and for my family. And not only to go down there and really, as an 18-year-old kid, I left when I was 31. But I grew up in Tuscaloosa, basically. That was kind of the most normal time of my life. I lived in that little apartment there for 5 years. I lived there longer than I lived there. That was kind of my spot until I got married, and it was a special 13, almost 14 years for me before I moved away from Tuscaloosa. So going there, walking on, earning a scholarship. My last game as a player, we win the national championship, get the opportunity to be a grad assistant coach. Was a special privilege for me, and then for Coach Stallings to hire me as a full-time coach shortly after that, and just a lot of great memories for me, obviously. But you go on with your life, and I've been at Clemson 13 years, and I've been trying to get back to the national championship as a coach for 20-plus years now, and to have the opportunity to be in my first national championship game as a coach, and it comes against Alabama, I just have to smile at God on that one. And I think it's special. And for me personally, my dad died in August, and we hadn't been undefeated since 1981. And Big Irv goes home to be with the Lord in August, and here we are 14-0. I just have to believe he's having a lot of fun up there and smiling down. And because this would have been like, his little shop down there, the little M&M hardware store down there in Alabaster it would just be a scene right now. Everybody coming in there to see my dad and talk about Alabama and Clemson, because that's his 2 teams. And so it's just really neat from that standpoint. So, but it didn't take long to get past, that's a neat matchup until you turn the film on. You watch the tape and you go, oh boy, this is a great football team we're getting ready to play. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I just think, I got a lot of friends in Alabama, and for all of them, I've got a few of them that are conflicted. I've kind of found out where I stand with some of them. But it's a great matchup, and 2 best teams. That's just the way it's worked out, and I think it's special.